Honestly, folks, this was never really my intention. I did not plan on getting to this point of having to make this video, but it has become abundantly clear that it is necessary. It is important that I share this information with you and elaborate more on my story, explaining why I'm not making YouTube videos anymore, financial setbacks, mental health problems, money. We got a lot to unpack here, but I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to make this one quick. I just finished wrapping up a recording with a friend, fellow YouTube content creator, Stephen Gardner, along with my wife, Michelle, Squirrel Tribe 2.0. And yeah, he actually posed a question that he receives often, which is, he's got 1.25 million subscribers, I believe. And he says he gets asked by others, how do you get 1 million subscribers? Well, it's interesting because how you get 1 million subscribers is pretty much how you do anything else. And originally getting started on YouTube years ago, decades almost, seems like, some of my oldest videos are like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, of when I was just playing around with whatever camera I had at the time and whatever editing software and whatever little tricks. I had camera slides so you can get smooth pans on your video shots before we had stabilization built in like we do today on these smartphones. Today I'm actually shooting with you guys on my new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. We're shooting in portrait video, and I believe it's on UHD 60, which is basically 4K, 60 frames per second. Audio coming through this DJI, make sure my mic is working, this DJI mic, wireless mic, as you can see here. And no, you're right, I don't have to hold the mic. But either way, when starting YouTube, then versus now today, I encourage others to do it for the reasons behind connecting with a community and building a network and driving revenues, making money, monetizing your content, producing revenues and income from it, which I don't think anyone would be opposed to having. And I actually came across a creator today, and I'll share with you his name, because he actually was showing me how you can buy views and ultimately grow a channel. Because in case you're not aware, in order to receive payment from YouTube, from Google AdSense for being a part of the YouTube Partner Program and being able to monetize your content and make money from it, you have to have 1,000 subscribers at minimum and 4,000 watch hours of watch time in 365 days and or 10 million shorts views in 90 days. And his name was Adrian Barron. And he had a video where it says, I spent $50 on YouTube ads to promote my music. Now, it was an interesting video and showed me exactly what I wanted to see. Because I had somewhat of a theory that YouTube's algorithm was changed in a way to push creators to want to spend money in order to gain the reach that they previously once had, that seems to have been reduced here in the last few weeks, months. And he revealed something very interesting on the back end of his analytics by doing that. But more importantly, yes, you can grow a channel and reach monetization, and you could potentially even put a price on it. Whereas if we were to look at it as any investment, a YouTube channel could produce hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a day, tens of thousands of dollars a day, hundreds, if not millions of dollars from the channel and the content that you create, you produce, you publish, you upload, you release to the public, you get views, you get ads shown on your videos, you get super chats, super thanks, memberships, merch, the whole nine. But he said that he actually did it intentionally to collect email addresses, to further promote a third party ancillary form of monetization and gain awareness and share the music that he creates. He's a musician with the world. Being a musician on YouTube and trying to gain reach is potentially one of the hardest things to do without the support of the community. The algorithm probably will not necessarily be in your favor, but utilizing tools like paid promotions could potentially help make things just that little bit easier to grow your channel. But if I were to look at this as an investment, well, shoot, if I can put in X amount of dollars into a YouTube channel from day one, pay to promote the videos, and within a short period of time reach monetization status to then earn, I don't know, 2x, 3x, 4x, 10x my original investment every month, why would I not do that? Well, the short answer is the reason why I would not do that is because I know how to grow YouTube channels organically from scratch. Therefore, the only investment I need is time, opposed to time and money. And the best part about this investment is that I don't have to risk losing any of my money. I may lose some of my time, but at the end of the day, I'm only creating YouTube channels with content around topics, niches, and categories that interest me. Therefore, these are things that I'm already doing. I'm just choosing to press record on the camera while I'm doing them. I'm trying to maximize my potential opportunity for income while enjoying the content that I create. My number one rule, folks, is you only make what you want and you only make what's easy. Now, the previous video that has gone up and has actually picked up quite a few views about me. Goodbye YouTube was the thumbnail. You guys may have recalled seeing it if you're still a subscriber, because apparently that video wiped out a lot of my subscribers, interestingly enough. But this is how it works, because it wiped out a lot of subscribers and it also picked up a lot of subscribers. And the key with growing a YouTube channel is going to be connecting with your audience. And I don't think I could have done a better job of connecting with my audience on that video and communicating with the people who actually took the time to listen to what I had to say. Therefore, eliminating and removing those who did not, and ultimately were bringing down my channel and its ability to grow. The back-end analytics that I'm seeing here in my YouTube Studio desktop version on my MacBook Air proves exactly what I'm saying. But I digress. But I do think that the paid promotion world, whether it be a creator paying to promote their own videos or companies paying creators to promote their products, it's evolving, it's changing. Because if you watch the video in question, Goodbye YouTube, explaining why I'm no longer making YouTube videos, financial setbacks, mental health, and money, then you would know that the creator in question, Michael with Autovlog, was stating that his revenues were down. His views were down, his revenues were down, advertiser spend was down. All seemingly you would think would be potential reasons behind why someone would stop making YouTube videos. But in fact, he actually had his own personal financial struggles that he was working through. And I have my opinions about what it could be. Although he was never extremely explicit about it, I think it boils down to the same basic philosophy and principle of money I was telling you about just a few minutes ago. He invested money into X, and whatever X was, or multiples of X could be, it didn't pan out. Therefore, now he is in a financial, he's in a space financially that is ultimately causing him stress and preventing him from being himself and being able to focus on creating the content that he loves and enjoys around cars. Speaking of which, I do have a car channel, and that is where I'm spending more of my time. And for those of you who are interested, I hope to see you there soon. However, as I've described earlier, it's really important that I connect with those who are solely interested in the content that I create. Therefore, I can't share with you the car channel on this channel because I don't want it to confuse the algorithm and my audience. So you would think, well, if you've already got one channel monetized, for instance, the one I'm on now, Kevin, Kevin, all caps, youtube.com/at Kevin 24/7. Why not use that to promote your next channel and duplicate the money? Yes, that could be a possible way of going about it. And we've done it in the past before. It works. But I'm not looking to have a duplicate channel. I'm looking to reach different people. I'm looking to have conversations with other viewers who are interested in the topics of new cars, used cars, the car market, the automotive industry, auto loan interest rates, dealerships, inventory, semiconductor chip shortages, supply shortages, shipping, Porsche primarily, Ford, Jeep, Wrangler. I'm sorry, not Wrangler, but Jeep Wrangler is most popular Jeep, really, in my opinion. When I see a Jeep Cherokee or Jeep Wagoneer or anything like that, I understand that it's got a Jeep badge on it, but when you say a Jeep, most people think a Wrangler. Toyota, Chevy, GM, Cadillac, the list goes on, and we haven't even really stepped into the realm of exotics and luxury exotics and custom retro mods, and those are really, really cool. But either way, I've been a fan of the car scene for years, and that's how I got started on YouTube, was by recording cool videos of cars. That was it, for fun. But now it's turned into the opportunity to make money doing it. However, when you introduce the paid promotion side of it into the content you create, it almost has the ability to take a hold of the content and almost shift it and steer it in a certain direction. And I'm very careful of that. Somebody asked me if one of my videos was sponsored by Canada Dry because I had a can in the video, but no, none of my videos are actually sponsored. And I'm not quite sure if I will engage in sponsorships in the future because I just want to have full creative control over what I create and not be influenced by any particular brand or product or company paying me to say anything in particular. I also don't necessarily want to spend money paying YouTube to promote my videos to gain reach. Although it could gain views and subscribers, it may not necessarily gain the right subscribers. And that is where we could potentially have huge problems. Now, granted, I've shared with you guys some of the problems that have occurred here recently that I have been made aware of. Some of which YouTube has even admitted to, and I have records and documentation through email about these glitches, these problems with reach and views and view counts and monetization and revenues and CPM and RPM and all these. So granted, there are some problems on the back end. There are, in my opinion, some recent changes to the algorithm. And also, one of those big changes has a lot to do with subscriber counts, because there was once a time where subscriber counts almost dictated how many views you would get at the very least. Now, I don't think that's so much the case. Now, if I have any real creators out there who care to share your experiences, then by all means, please comment below. But anyone who's not really a content creator, choose your words carefully. To say that I don't know anything and I don't know what I'm talking about would be literally the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. I've been doing this for quite a while. I work on a lot of channels. It produces a fair amount of money, and I think I have a pretty good understanding for how it works, but also making it work with what I want to do. And I also realize that at this point in the video, you're probably not even listening to what I'm saying anyway, so I can pretty much say whatever I want. But really and truly, the algorithm is showing me some new signs that are welcome to me because it's a game of inches now. If I were to make some form of metaphorical analogy as to how the algorithm is behaving now compared to last year, for instance, maybe this has something to do with the change of CEOs of YouTube. But now I think it's a game of inches. And it's crazy to see that, but it's really cool at the same time because it used to be a channel I would look at its best performing video as an indication and a somewhat of a barometer to build from there. But instead, it is completely different now. And if you just look at it for face value, you would almost be completely thrown off, which I'll admit, as I was making my test, doing my test for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, which if any of you have followed me and watched me for a while, you may even be able to recognize the tests that I was running on my videos. And now I'm seeing that it works. It's just working differently. So I guess allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kevin, Kevin in all caps, youtube.com/@Kevin247. And although this channel, from, a quick glance would look like it's primarily, news based and breaking updates and information, this is really more so a channel for me, about things that interest me in conversations, discussions that I want to have with you all. And by all means, if you can benefit from these talks and discussions, it makes me very happy. But it's economic analysis for everyday people and passive income, because ultimately that is something that really interests me, and I have a lot of experience with, and at a relatively young age have been able to retire and live a life of working remotely if I so choose, and enjoying this beautiful Florida weather, living in a beach town, and being able to travel and just go day to day without necessarily having to wear a watch, although I do wear a watch, but I don't have to. There are very, very few things that I'm actually on the clock for, one of which was the live stream that I had, which is always interesting when you're setting up live streams or interviews or collaborations. And it's like you got to sync these time zones and make sure everybody's on the same page, because otherwise you miss, if you're off by an hour, like it can really screw up somebody's schedule. And I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys that video with Stephen Gardner, because there's a lot in that video that I think matters, not just from a geopolitical standpoint against global conflict and what's happening in Washington right now and what could potentially happen down the road, but ultimately how it's going to affect people's income, their finances, their savings, their investments, their retirement, their financial status, their personal balance sheets, but also their mental health and well-being, because financial stress can take a huge toll on anyone, but especially from a creator's point of view. If the algorithm's not quite doing what you have been accustomed to it doing, it could potentially put you in a position where you may say to yourself, I'm done. I'm leaving YouTube. I'm going to go find something else to do, go get another job. I'm hanging it up, calling it quits. And I don't think that is quite possibly the best choice and solution, but to each their own. Do what you want to do,